You have written a book.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to reveal a lot about it. Maybe
Yes.
I should wait, but it has been a good challenge, and it enlightened me a lot in terms of how we can share the knowledge to these students at this grade at the grade 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe if I proceed to other levels, I'll also know what I should bring on board. So by the time this student goes to university, they'll be more informed on what actually they expect at the university level.
So, but what subject have you covered in your book?
It is the area of media and technology.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. You don't want to preempt the book right now, the content of the book.
No, I wish not.
Let me ask you, if I made a mistake in my selection of the subjects, maybe I selected STEM or humanities and I did something totally different. And when I clear my year 12, I realize that I should have actually maybe picked something like media or something like film. And that's what I want to do in the university. Will there be a chance for such a student?
Not informed on that, but I will suggest something that when some of these students might be overexcited on to choose a particular area, maybe they feel proud or they have been inspired by somebody, and then they end up picking a particular area, all because they were not able to balance which area. So when they choose, they find themselves actually in the wrong career path, and they want to change. Maybe I will suggest that the Minister of Education should develop a particular system or a bridging course that they can do so that they can be accepted on the other side. So
in the university.
Yes. Yeah, it could be just a one subject or one unit, which they can do. And if they pass, they can prove that they actually can cross over to the other career path than the one they chose. Because at times we make such a mistakes and then we realize later that, oh, I'm on the wrong track. Why these things were not as easy as I thought. Or I was not as talented as I thought. And so we should not condemn these students. We should give them a chance to really pick what they feel could be their second chance.
The reason why I've asked this is based on two factors. One is a number of schools that I've interacted with, and especially the private schools. I don't know much about the public schools, but even parents who are in public schools currently that I have interacted with, they have inclined into the STEM. Majority of the students have inclined into STEM. So currently, as we start, is that areas like film and theater, now in the arts and sports, will almost not have so many students. So at year, and this is because one, there's not much information out there about these careers. Even parents themselves do not know much about these careers. So at the end of the day, when these students get to year 12 and they are now getting out, one, in my thinking or my opinion, is that there will be so much competition in terms of STEM areas joining in the university. So majority of the students might actually not get a chance to go to the university at that level because they'll have a great competition in one area. So what again will happen to these departments in the university that do film, that do media, if they were just waiting for students who had actually selected that area to join that university? Maybe let me combine with another opinion in this nature. CBE is not the only curriculum that we are offering in Kenya. So there is the IGCSE, there is the IB. And IB and IGCSE do not have the same pathways as CBE. So of course there will be students who are seeking to join university. At the same time, with these ones who did CBE, and yet they don't have that kind of a combination anyway.
Okay, I'll answer the first question first. Universities have got some bit of freedom in terms of admissions, and I'll use the word or equivalent. It's that statement, an equivalent.
Yes.
So whenever a course is advertised or is put out there for students to apply to join, there is a number of courses or subjects that we mention and the kind of grades which are scored on those, on the minimum grades required. Then we go down and say or
Equivalent.
Now, when it comes to like media, which is in STEM, that's broadcast media,
Yes.
and even the print media, I think it's still there.
Yes.
What's going to happen is for the students who want to join film and actually they pursued media and they have realized that they have to go to the arts and do film, then what is going to happen is we're going to say, okay, at the university level now, as we write the new curriculum, we'll talk of an equivalent or a related area, which is media. So it would be easier for this student to cross from media to film. And that means we'll have a catchment area in terms of getting students doing film. And this is what I'll advise most of the universities to do. The universities which are offering film should do that, multimedia universities being one of them. And this will ease that burden on the STEM area because not all students will get a placing in the university level. At the same time, some of the students don't understand what is in film. And now, when we have this the
IGCSE curriculum,
yeah, they kind of narrow it a bit down and it's a bit lighter. That's what I noticed. I don't know, sometimes I really say that Kenyans want to really know everything. But this British system, you find it a bit lighter for students in terms of the scope. And that's why they go all the way to 60 form, I think. So they pass Form 4 and then they go to 60 form and then they proceed to university. Now, these students usually, once they've done the 4th form, they can only be allowed to do a diploma. But they have to go to 60 form so that they can do the degree.
So let me ask, there is a confusion here, a confusion on the IGCSE curriculum. Like students who have taken IGCSE curriculum, for example, and they want to join the university in Kenya. So how will we compare the two between those who are joining from the CBE curriculum and those who are joining from the IGCSE curriculum? Because in IGCSE, the subjects will be totally different and there'll be not the pathways that we're doing in CBE.
Okay, they could be a bit challenge, especially for those ones who finish at grade 12. I don't know how they call it, Form 4. But when it comes to those ones who proceed to Form 5 and 6, they actually have the pathways. Though mild, but they'll be there. For those ones who finish at HSCSE,
O level,
the O level, can only be admitted to diploma. So they'll be having a challenge at the diploma level, especially when they'll be facing these students who have gone through the Kenyan system. Because the Kenyan system students will be already informed or maybe on their career path. They will have been trained, they will have understood some of the aspects of that particular area of study. So at the diploma level, there'll be a challenge. But when it comes to these IGCSE students who go to
A levels,
they will not find it difficult because they will have decided whether they're going science way or arts way and such alike. I studied in India, and in India they have got 10 plus 2 plus 3 system where basic education goes to 10th class, and then there is also from grade 11 and 12. they start the pathways. So you'll find students specializing in commerce, the others specializing in medicine. They do things like biological medicine. And then they also, those ones who do physics, maybe issues to do with engineering and the like. And then there are all those ones who follow pathway of, let's say, the humanities, history, geography, and the like.
So more the same way that we're doing right now here in CBE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, that's what they do. The good thing with the Indian one, maybe it's not good, but what they've done is they do, I think, 5 units or 5 subjects only. So in Kenya, I think they'll do more. I'm not sure. They'll be doing around 8, if
I'm not because one is that these compulsory subjects, which some they have actually not really decided, but I believe the basic language and mathematics will be compulsory, and then there is in the pathway that you pick, there is already 3 subjects that you must pick. So that makes them 5. And I think there's another subject. Yeah, there'll be around 7 or so. I'm not quite sure the particular number, but I know there'll be more than 5.
I think the issue in Kenya is we always struggle to have English and Kiswahili.
Yes.
As a compulsory area.
Yes.
But you go to such a country like India, they cannot pick maybe Hindi, and they don't pick English. So what you could do in the future in Kenya is we say you pick Kiswahili. And you leave English, because by grade 10 you should have been exposed enough to the English language or Kiswahili language, and you can be able to communicate effectively. In any case, you're not going to be a language person in the future, but you'll be also studying your field and get to communicate effectively within your field of study. So we are not producing communicators per se in particular languages. So what we need is the student to be able to understand the area of study by using a particular language of instruction. And so we should not put a lot of efforts in terms of teaching these students the 2 languages. There is a good argument that Kenyans are accepted internationally easily because of the good understanding of the English language. But are we training for the international market? We are training for the Kenyan market. That's our primary market we are training for. So those ones who maybe want to go out to those countries, why can they have another opportunity to train themselves in that language?
Further.
Yes. Further. So we should not overload students just because of them being accepted internationally. We should try to give them light so that they can be more focused. That's my opinion, though. Yeah, so here we have got 8 units, 8 subjects. In other places, they have got 5. Then why do we need more? I think that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Also, what I realized is we went so deep into dissecting the areas of study or the career path in our junior school, which I think it's giving the students too much in terms of the details that they should have been allowed to really have a general understanding of the area. Like media, I think it's going to be so deep. Depending on the teacher who's going to handle these students, they'll understand too much, so that by the time they go to the university, it's like they'll be knowing a lot from the collecting of news to broadcasting the news. So a student who is attentive and is very good in research actually will be very well informed. And once he's in the university, he'll be now doing, I don't know what we'll really be giving them at the university, because they'll have understood quite a lot.
Yes.
And so this gives me some worries in terms of, are we overloading this student at this age, at grade 10? then you move to grade 11 and grade 12, I think they will have really been exposed a lot in a particular area of study. For example, those who will be doing media, they'll have learned about the various genres or forms of media. They'll have learned TV drama. They'll have learned about the feature, reality shows. They'll have learned about game shows. They will have learned about news, how to prepare news item, how to go to the field and collect the news. They'll have also learned on how to have a bulletin running on TV by the time they are done with the grade 12. Now, you bring these students to university, then you start training the same student the same things. Yes. Because as much as specific subtopics might have been handled in a mild way, but the fact is this student will have been exposed to that area, and as an intelligent student will have really expanded the knowledge of that particular area. So when they come to university, it becomes also a challenge for the lecturers at the university now to really decide, what do we give the students? We repeat the same but at a higher level, which might not be easier to really draw a line, or do we just repeat and add more content in between so that they can be better broadcasters?
And I think that is a big challenge, because I've seen it with the adult learners who go to the universities expecting quite a lot, and they have been in the field doing the same things, and eventually they either end up dropping out of school because they find that there's actually nothing they are learning, or they feel so tired to actually follow up in school. So I understand what you're saying, because we might actually have a repeat of the same when we have a student who have done quite a lot at senior school, and they go to the university, and it seems like it's a repetition of the same things they have done. So I don't know, maybe. No. And let me ask you, there's a notion that students, by the time they leave grade 12, they are employable. What is your take on that?
Of course they will, because the equivalent to what we cover at the certificate level will have been covered.
Or at certificate level?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is likely to be done in the future, maybe we'll do away with the certificate.
Great.
Programs, maybe at the university or some tertiary colleges.
Yes.
Because most of it will have been covered.
Okay. I understand. Now that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So somebody at certificate level, so we are taking the senior school almost a certificate level of skill acquisition.
Yes.
Let me ask you, there's some schools that are not doing media, for example, and their take is because media as it is as per now, the requirements are that a school needs a studio.
Sure.
For them to offer media. So we'll ask two questions here. And media is under technology in STEM. And we have other courses there, woodwork and other courses. The question here is, wouldn't schools be better to collaborate, or is there that chance for the schools to collaborate with the universities? Like, I've been to multimedia myself, and I know the studios in multimedia are equivalent to professional studios. For example, I've been to the radio studio in multimedia. I've been to the TV studio in St. Paul's University and even Nazarene University, and the studios are equivalent to actually professional TV studios. So the question here is, you have the facilities as the universities.
Sure.
Some schools may want to do it, and actually they lack two things. They lack the facility, and they also lack the personnel, because it's also not easy to employ a media personality or someone who is able to teach broadcast media or even film technology, for example, at a school level. Some private schools will have a huge challenge to have that kind of a personnel. So why can't they collaborate with universities?
I think there are two two challenges here. The teachers who are going to teach these courses, the media courses, some of them might be lucky, especially universities which offer, like Maseno, I think we used to have a media lab, which was meant for the education department. I cannot remember the name. So such institutions produce teachers who are already informed about media. They have got some bit of information, basic information, that they can understand how media works. But most in universities which offer education might not have that luxury, so there will be a challenge. At the same time, some of these graduates of media have not been trained to be teachers.
Yes.
So they have to undergo, maybe take a diploma in education, so that they can be able even to know how to prepare, what do you call this?
The lesson plans.
Lesson plans and schemes, and how to present this information to the students. Of course, with the student-oriented approach that is coming in the CBT. So I had a meeting one time with my vice chancellor, and I was saying, why can't you allow some of these media lecturers and other lecturers to also undertake a course in education, so that they can be able to teach the education students when they come to campus. Maybe they'll be opting to take particular units which have never been offered in secondary school before, like film, theater arts, media, and such like. And at the same time, as we produce these students, that they will be graduating the year 2031. 31. They'll be able now to be absorbed into the school system and start teaching these courses now professionally. With a more understanding on that particular area, rather than those other teachers who have been oriented briefly to undertake this. And I think we were in an agreement that should be done.
Okay.
And so the lecturers, first of all, have also to do the education diploma. That will take around 9 months. Then they'll now be able to also train the teachers who will teach these particular areas of study. And the teachers now will go down to
the school,
senior school, to teach this
courses. Quite a process.
It's a process. It will take
but what do you think? Don't you think it would be easier? It would be easier to if schools, like for you to offer a crash program that allows even teachers who are willing, like we have English literature teachers in schools. Another day, a school I'm acquainted to advertised for an English literature teacher, and they needed one post, and we had 3,000 applications.
Wow. Okay.
So I was actually asking myself, how are they going to shortlist from 3,000 applications? So why can't the university develop a crash program where those teachers who have done English literature and they had an interest in teaching these courses like media, film, they would come to the university for a crash program? Some of them are actually already in the schools, so maybe they can do evening courses for 1 year or 6 months, and they are able now to actually teach those.
That's very true. I had a conversation with my students, and I think my opinion is this should be a double-pronged kind of approach, whereby we give graduates of media an opportunity to do education, so that they can be teachers in that area of film and media. At the same time, we take these teachers who are talented and willing to do media, technology, or film, and do a crash course on that area, maybe for 1 year. So by that, they will be well prepared for the task ahead of them. So the two trainings can be held. Actually, universities should take advantage of that. And come up with those short courses whereby teachers can attend. Maybe we can have evening classes, so so they can be taken through media. And once they finish, they graduate, they get their certificates. Now, at their specific schools, they can now opt to teach media, or they can teach film or theater studies, or let's say the arts. I think that is doable. What's required is the management of the universities should look into it seriously and come up with those curriculum which prepare these teachers into that field.
And I think that also affects the other part, like the visual arts and also the sports.
Yes,
because actually majority of the schools currently are having a great challenge with the sports department. You find there's a subject called in junior school called creative arts and sports.
Okay.
And this creative arts and sports, before the review of the curriculum, it was actually 3 subjects. It was performing arts, visual arts, and sports. But now all this was combined into one. And what schools did, especially the private schools, what they did is actually they sacked these teachers and finally remained with one teacher. They say it's one subject. So, and we know our tradition is that one subject for one teacher. So you can imagine a teacher being told to teach creative arts and sports, which now is a combination of several subjects. It has sports, it has visual arts, it has music, and it has film, and it has dance.
Those are 5 areas of study.
Yes, 5 areas of study.
Yeah, and actually 2 of them are so different from the rest.
The rest, and others are actually, even in terms of talent basis, you'll find a person who can teach dance very well, but they can teach film. They actually understand nothing to do with film.
Yes.
Same with a person who is very well talented in drama, but maybe can't teach music.
Sure.
So how do you expect one teacher to actually deliver this?
It will not be possible to use one teacher.
But that's what have been actually happening.
Maybe what the schools could have done was to collaborate with other schools so that they can share these teachers.
Yeah.
So one school has a music teacher,
yes,
who comes over and part-times for music in this other one.
Yes.
And this other one goes also exchanges with the other. So
yes,
it could be a local arrangement between the teachers.
The teachers and the schools.
Yeah, and the schools.
Yes.
So the schools have to approve that. And because of that level of education, the ministry also needs to be involved in terms of quality assurance.
Yes, yes.
And that could utilize the personnel effectively, rather than having the personnel to do so little within a subject.
Yes.
But remember, these subjects are supposed to be done for 3 years. And so it can be shared effectively. However, they have to also note there's the technical aspects of these areas like film. Music is very, especially writing music will be very technical for somebody who has not studied it and who doesn't have a talent in it. Even playing the instruments, even using the apps, the computer-based kind of music making, there will be a lot of challenge. Then when it comes to visual arts, like carving, painting and stuff, that is more of a talent. You can train, but there must be underlying talent in that. And so they should be really understood from that perspective and let these subjects be standalone. And what I could also say is this. You see, the school does not need, if at all there was that option, the school does not need to do all these 5 subjects. Maybe they can pick one so that when the person goes to the higher level, can be able now to diversify or choose a particular line. If somebody is doing music and dance, then there's a relationship between the 2. So after he moves from this level, he can now pursue that music and dance, or can have an option to say, okay, I've done music and dance, I think I'm good enough. Why, when I go up, why can't I do film? And that would be easier for that student to learn film at the university level, at the college level. So that's why I was saying, like in other countries, you'll find there's a general kind of approach. There will be an introduction to just bring the student to understand these 5 areas of study, that's dance, visual arts, creative arts, and let's say film, theater, and the other one. So once they understand it's just introductory, then they go into one line and do now this music.
Yeah, they specialize.
Yes. And once they do that, they come out very good because they are given enough content to prepare them, either not to even go for diploma, if they so wished. Then from there, at the degree level, the student might choose to actually go into another art rather than the one he did at this level. If he's talented in film, he can easily actually cope with film. If it's in theater arts, he can easily cope with the theater arts. There's music being used there, there's dance being used there. Same with film. And that can easily work. So it's not a must that this student at this level of senior school should do all the 5. Some schools can offer film, some schools music, some schools, and this will lessen the burden of equipment and the personnel. Yeah.